afternoon, everyone. I was originally scheduled to speak in the morning slot, but now I'm speaking in the afternoon slot after lunch. So bear with me, please. I hope the engagement doesn't crashes too much. So my name is Vivek Sinha. I'm the founder and CEO of Emversity, and I'm here to introduce you to my company. Let's start with the first question that I get about my company is, what is Emversity? Emversity, the brand name came from the fact that we are an employability-led edtech platform, and we work with universities and help them and empower them to launch vocational courses inside their degree. So that's what we do, hence Emversity. This is important because this is how the whole idea started. So a few years ago, I was the group chief operating officer of one of the largest online test preparation platform of the country, Unacademy. Of course, we used to help students get into government jobs and crack these competitive examinations. And it was my stint at Unacademy that I came across this news article, which was the first time that I realized the core issue behind skilled workforce shortage in the country. So there was this UP Police Constable examination, and I think there were the entrance examination was against some 10 or 15,000 odd vacancies. And 5.5 million candidates applied for that, those 15,000 jobs. What's even more interesting was that the qualification requirement for that job was only 12th pass. But 5.5 million postgraduates and graduates applying for a job that pays you 18,000 rupees a month. And there was a stampede at one of the railway stations in Uttar Pradesh. That was the first time that I realized the issue because of which most of the industries are facing this skilled workforce shortage. Higher education is not leading to direct employment for a large number of candidates. Now, what's the reason? The reason is that if a student pursues just an academic degree, that the skills that they learn during the course is often not valued by the industry. So that was one part of the problem. If you look at the first news articles, and these are all actual news articles, there was a opening for sweepers in the Haryana government. And of course, as you can guess, there was no qualification requirement. I think 8th standard pass was the qualification requirement, but some 40,000 graduates and some postgraduates ended up applying to that sweeper job. This was the genesis of the idea of Emversity in my mind. What's even more weird was when I started to talk to my industry friends, CEOs, CHROs in healthcare and construction and manufacturing. And if you do that too, they will tell you that they are not able to find skilled workers. So the two part of the stories doesn't make sense at all. On one hand, you have 1.5 crore people coming out of the higher education system every year who are not able to find jobs, and hence they are applying to jobs like these. And on the other hand, industries like construction, manufacturing, healthcare in India are not able to hire skilled workers. If you ask any organized hospital chain what's their biggest impediment to their growth, they will tell you that they are not able to grow into tier 2 or a tier 3 city because they can't hire nurses and technicians. So the demand and the supply stories are very, very different. So we thought that we will bridge this gap, and that's how the idea of Emversity came into being. This is just a pictorial representation of what I just said. Let's say the top 10% of the students who pursue a degree in medicine, who pursue a degree in engineering, or let's say a business administration, there are only I would say top 10% students who what they study during that course is actually valued by the industry. Now, what happens to the other 90%? They pursue degrees which are entirely academic in nature. So that's where Emversity comes into picture. We partner with higher education institutions, colleges and university. We take our industry-relevant skill development programs and we embed it in the higher education curriculum itself, and thereby improving the employability prospect for a large number of candidates coming out of these higher education systems. Now, what exactly is a industry-relevant curriculum? Is it just teaching? Is it as simple as just taking over some credit courses from a higher education institution and deploying my teachers to do it? No. Skill-based training requires a lot more to be done rather than just, let's say, sending teachers to teach some part of the curriculum. It requires investments in physical infrastructure, especially for a sector like healthcare. Whenever we go to a higher education institution, we set up a laboratory with high fidelity simulators. So in a country like India, the average investment that I do in a laboratory may even go up to 1 crore for every location that I do. It requires deep partnership with employers. So when a candidate comes out of my system, they not only get hands-on training on machines, on simulators, on devices, but they also get dual vetting. They get vetting from the original equipment manufacturer as well, that so-and-so person has been trained on a dialysis machine or to use a dialysis machine. They also get vetting by their prospective employer. So a top hospital chain is also endorsing that a person has gone through so-and-so industry programs. The other leg of investment that we do is in terms of making these people hands-on with new age technology systems that they are going to eventually work on. So let's take a nurse or a technician, for example. No college will ever teach them how to work on a hospital information system. No college will ever teach them how to work on a, let's say, employee health record system. Or no college teaches medical coding, but when they actually go to the industry, 30% of their job is exactly that. So we embedded those curriculum as well in the higher education curriculum itself. Think of things like critical thinking, grooming, polishing, language, patient escalation handling, all that embedded in the curriculum itself so that people come out of the education pipeline, they are employable on day one. Of course, we have also embedded things like global pathway. So imagine a 3-year degree program in geriatric care. A training, B2 level training of German language embedded in that program itself. So by the time you qualify, by the time you earn your qualification, you have 2 years of internship experience. You have the clinical skills required to act as a nursing assistant. You have cultural training of a high wage destination where you eventually want to go. And you have language training as well. So that's, I just gave an example, but that's how we structure our curriculum. This is our expanse right now. We are working with about 11 universities across the country. These are all either central deemed universities or state private universities, but all high-rated universities. We work with about 3,500 schools. This is our candidate outreach programs. We take our technical and vocational education training and embed it in class 12 course as well. So let's say a one-day training in basic life safety or a one-day training in first responder program, and that actually acts as a funnel for my higher education seats as well. We have more than 40 employer partnerships, that just healthcare, including some of the top names. We have partnered with the top 3 hospital chains in the country who have more than 10,000 beds, which means a workforce of more than 20,000 people. This is interesting. About 60% of our students come from families that have an annual income of about 2 lakh rupees. So we are really working with middle of the bottom of pyramid segment, if you look at it that way. With 35 training centers, we have presence in across 25 cities and 16 states now. This year, we'll be training anywhere between 2,500 to 3,000 students. Interestingly, in the year one itself, 18% of my admissions were through referrals. Referrals means a current student referring a friend. These are some of the courses that we launched. We were entirely healthcare in first year of our operations. One of the major challenges that any skill player would see is dropout ratio. Our continuity rate or attendance rate has been more than 87%. These are some of the ratings on our course, infra, and content. This is how a typical facility looks. Now this could be a standalone center that we build, or this could be a shop-in-shop model where a university carves out a space within their campus and give to me. Like I said, we make investments in upgrading the infra and actually setting up the lab where I can actually give hands-on skills training to the candidates. Some of the universities who are actually already working with us, some of our accreditations, of course, we are partner with the Sector Skill Council, the NSDC, apart from being partners with the universities. These are some of our corporate partners. They not only sponsor stipends for candidates who are pursuing our program, but they also give job assurances to our candidates. Okay, what's next for us? I think we are at a stage where we have figured out the model of embedding our skill-based training inside the higher education and thereby making it accessible to a large number of people. This year, we would be coming into a few more sectors, and subsequent years, we intend to go into all such sectors. Okay. This is our brand story. We thought that a single step has the power to impact generations. Okay, great. I have the next speaker is Pratham Mittal. So I had who's a fantastic storyteller, by the way. So I had big shoes to fill. So Pratham, all is off stage.